What's up, guys? We're back here, Archeworld. Let's talk about the insanity of it all. 29,147 equipment points for the #1 player in the world, not just North America, not just Asia, but both servers combined. I believe the second closest player is around 26,000 gear score on the Asian server. And let's just look, and we've talked about this multiple times before on my channel here, that this one player, this one person who is, nearly 30,000 gear score, because he's actually gone up now for the last week. So this is the prior week's rating at 29.1. He's now at 29.3 when we examine him. So he's gone up about 150 points. He has not registered yet, but he is still constantly upgrading his gears. All these are tier 6 gears, and quite a few of them are plus 10. And plus 10 is where he gets a lot of the extra gear score from. And now we don't know the exact data on how rare it is to get the plus 10. It's probably, I'd say, a 1 or 2% chance for an upgrade, and you're going to have to use a lot of protection stones as well to upgrade. So on that token, the amount of BSLT or money that was spent, farmed, grinded into this is just astronomical. Like, we can take a look at 24/6 spell right here, who plus 9 on the weapons, and the plus 10. So this one is 2,052 stronger than ours for a longsword, and this one right here, the staff, is 3,598. It's one grade higher, so it's a celestial instead of unique, and it has triple bonus green or blue stats there. But most of this extra gear score is coming from that plus 10 instead of that plus 9. So an insane amount of gear score, probably about 1,500, 1,400 off of that right there. Also, on top of that, for getting the plus 10, he's getting a plus 2.4 combat level increase. Insane, right? So the amount of money spent on this character, as I said before, is the top players are spending so much more money than everyone else combined. They are the ones that keep the game running. We can look at this. We can see, so he's at 29. The next person on America here is 24. And really, the only differences are the plus 1, so plus 9 to plus 10. A little bit more Archeum has been spent. The rings still need to be upgraded to tier 6. The accessories need to be upgraded to tier 6. The armor still needs to be upgraded to tier 6. So you can see it's minor upgrades, really, though. For 5,000 more gear score, approximately. He needs to upgrade all his gear to tier 6. So he's only got his 2 weapons, it looks like, at tier 6. And the flute. Upgrading to tier 6 does cost about, say, 15,000, maybe 20,000 BSLT with the current prices. So 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, that's 100, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, that's 200, 240, 240,000 BSLT approximately to upgrade his gear to tier 6 on average, right? Because there's some RNG chances in upgrading. Then on top of that, once he gets all tier 6, he's going to have to upgrade everything to plus 9 and some things to plus 10. So if it takes, say, 100,000 BSLT to upgrade from plus 9 to plus 10, we'll just say that. So that's a 1, that's 2. I believe is there a ring that is at plus 10? There's a helmet plus 10. So 3 things. So that'd be 300,000 BSLT to upgrade those guys to plus 10. So now you're looking at 540,000 BSLT. And then he'd have to upgrade everything else to plus 9. Oh, he's actually got a plus 10 there, so we can take one of those away. So it'd be about 440,000. Yep, so it looks like about approximately 440,000, and then all of the Archeum costs, because most of these gears are up into celestial levels, and that's a lot of Archeum. So right here, so it's going to take 3.6 million to go further, which means he's probably consumed about 3.6 million to get up here as well. So another probably, we'll say 100 or 200,000 BSLT in Archeum cost. So we're looking at somewhere around the range of, well, I'd say 750,000 BSLT greater than Spell, who used to be the top player on America. So in order to go from 200 or 24,000 gear score to 29,000 gear score, it would cost approximately 750,000 BSLT based on my calculations. Right? So this could be off a little bit, could be off 50,000 or 100,000, right? But good guesstimation. 750,000 BSLT to go from this point to the number one spot. Insane, right? If you think about it, how much BSLT have you invested in your character? How much have you put into your gear? Well, if you go all of tier 4 or all of tier 5, you're just looking at what, maybe, so if you're all tier 4, you're looking at 5 or 10 BSLT per weapon, so that's about 15. In armors, you're looking at about 40. There's, I believe, a total of 12. We'll say there's 12, including the accessories. So 12 times 40, you're looking at 480, and then we round up for 500 there. You already got the accessories, we already got the instrument. So for a tier 4, full gear tier 4, you're looking at around 500, maybe 600 BSLT, right? And now if we go up to tier 5, if we say, hey, we want everything at tier 5, let's go check out this. Let's see how much tier 5 gears are. So it only costs around 600 BSLT to be a full tier 4 gear. Tier 5, full tier 5 gear. It's going to cost, we'll say, 1,500 per piece. There is, I believe, a total of, we'll say 15, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 pieces that you upgrade. So 15 times 1,500, that ends up getting us to 22,500. So in order to go a full tier 5 gear, it's going to cost 22,500, on average. Crazy different price range, right? So from full tier 4, it's 500 BSLT. For full tier 5, it's 22,500 BSLT. Now, if you were to go all the way up to full tier 6, that is hundreds of thousands of BSLT. And a full tier 5, so we can see our character here. We're actually at a full tier 5 ourselves. So this is a great example. We're full tier 5, almost maxed out staff. Accessories have not been really touched. Everything's a +6, or some are a +5. And our gear score is 18,866. So this is 22,500 BSLT approximately invested into your gear. Spell needs to spend approximately 750,000 BSLT to become Usstan at 29,000. Like pure insanity, right? So in order for us to move up and to become Spell's level, right? Even us, we just need to go 2 weapons at tier 6. So those are around, like I said, 20,000 each. So it'd be 40,000. And some +9s and some +10s. That's 100,000 for the +10. +9s, that's going to cost a decent chunk of BSLT as well. We'll say probably, because most of these, if not all of these guys, are +9, it looks like. That will cost probably 200,000 for us to get to +9 on gears. So we're looking at, to get to spell status from where we are, from 18,000 gear score to get to 24,000, we're looking at probably approximately 300,000 BSLT. So if we wanted to be around 24,000 gear score, it would cost us approximately 300,000 BSLT. And so from that point, if we wanted to go all the way up to Usstan levels, it would cost us well over 1 million BSLT. So Usstan is essentially 1 million BSLT higher than anyone in full tier 5 gears. Of course, there is some variance. You can get lucky. You can get some tier plus 10s a lot easier than that, than our estimation of 100,000 BSLT. You also could get them a lot worse. It could take you 200,000 BSLT. But that just gives you an idea of how insane this is. So Usstan, over 1 million BSLT stronger than me. So every person, so if we add up all the people that are in the rankings, and we say everyone that is right around here, everyone that's in, let's say, the top 100 has spent 20,000. So 20,000 times 100. 100 times 20,000. That's 2 million BSLT. So if everyone spent 20,000 on the gear, they would pretty much be equal to Usstan. Usstan has spent right around probably a total of 2 million BSLT total on all his gear. Like, that is insane. And then you look at the free-to-play players who have spent, nothing, or spent very, very tiny, because when they do buy gears or things like that, they spend a little bit. You spend 50 BSLT or 100 BSLT, or you go full tier 4s and you get that for 500 BSLT. Like, you can just see how you would need 2 million if we divide it by, let's say, 25,000 free-to-play players. That would be 80. So if 25,000 free-to-play players came in and be like, okay, I'm going to spend the same amount of money that Usstan has spent, they would have to spend approximately around 80 BSLT, give or take, right? 25,000. So Usstan is equivalent to 25,000 people, give or take. Just insanity right there. And not only that, so then the next person, Spell, has spent a good chunk of money as well. Danny Lee has spent a good chunk of money as well. Moonfish has spent a good chunk of money as well. So these players, so Usstan, if you look at this, 25,000 people equal 1 Usstan. And the crazy thing is, with the invalid system and everything, even if those 25,000 players jumped in and tried to attack and kill Usstan, they could not kill Usstan because the invalid. He cannot be killed because none of his opponents are going to have enough combat level to hit them. So that kind of sucks, but you can still CC them. So those 25,000 people could defeat an Usstan by just CCing, avoiding him and locking him down. And that would be quite funny to see a video of, even 15 people just locking down Usstan and taunting him, because it's like, hey, you can't do anything. Even though you are a god, like, we can just block you away and CC you and not have to deal with you. So it's very, very interesting. And then you look down at Spell. So Spell spent a ton of BSLT as well. And he's probably equivalent to about 1,000 or 1,500 players. Same thing with Danny and Moonfish and so on. So these people are equivalent to thousands and thousands of players. And they'd have to be spending money too. So if you're a free-to-play player and they don't actually put any money into the game, then they don't really count, right? So if you're a free-to-play player and you're just absorbing and sucking money out of the game, you're not putting money in, you're not feeding the economy, all you're doing is draining the economy. You're taking the money from Usstan, from Spell, from Danny Lee, and so forth, from those paying players, and you're extracting it. You may put some of that back into your character, but if you've never actually put any money and you've never actually taken it from your bank account and put it in, you're not really helping the economy grow. Only the players that are actually like, hey, I'm going to put down $50,000, or I'm going to put down $100,000, or I'm going to put down even $500. Those are the people that are making the economy grow and putting money into the game, making the game survive and thrive. Those are the players that you need to have playing the game. The free-to-play players are there simply to provide services for the big whales. So Usstan could not have gotten this strong without millions of Archeum. Usstan personally cannot farm millions of Archeum. He probably needed 100, maybe 200 million Archeum to get his gears up to this level. Each person, each house will produce about 1,000 Archeum. The small little houses will produce about 3,000 Archeum a day. The tents will produce about 1,000 Archeum a day. So you can see, if you need like 3 million Archeum, that is a lot of houses. And if we divide it by, say, 3,000, that's 1,000 houses. And in total, in the entire server, there's only approximately 7,000 houses available total. Like, it's an insane amount of Arceum that is being consumed by these top players. Like, and it's got to come from somewhere. This comes from people farming the game, producing it in their house, and then they are deciding that it's worth more to them selling it to someone else than using it themselves. Because of course you could use all this stuff yourself and upgrade your character and get stronger and stronger and stronger. But at a certain point, you realize, like, hey, it's not worth the effort to upgrade my character because A, there's not really much to do at the higher gear score levels, or you just rather have the money than upgrade your character. So I am just blown away though by the fact that he's gone this high. Like, there's really no reason in my mind, and it just shows you that this game is not going to die with people like this throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars in the game for fun. They're literally doing it for fun. There's no reason for him to be doing this. He's not earning any money out of this. He's not, ever going to get his money back out of this. Like, sure, he can go ahead and sell his tier 6 weapons and armors, right? He can sell these, but no one's going to pay the amount of money that he spent to produce and create this weapon or armor. Like, he's going to have to sell these at a loss. He's doing this because he enjoys the game and he has fun. And these players themselves, like, they transfer left and right. They transfer from Asia to NA1 to NA2 to Asia to NA1 to NA2 to Asia to NA, like, they transfer back and forth like crazy. And it's not free to transfer. The transfer fees cost a good chunk of money every time you transfer a tier 6 weapon and armor NFT. I believe it costs 300, maybe 500 BSLT per item, and so there's 15 different items there, so you transfer that, you look at 15 times 500, and you're looking at a good chunk, so 7,500 BSLT to transfer from Asia to America or vice versa. And they've done this multiple times. We've seen people hop back and forth, different servers, transfer over their gears. These people, they don't care about the money. The money is secondary. This is all just personal enjoyment and fun for them. And that's what you want. You want these people to be having fun. You want these people to have enjoyment. And, maybe it sucks that you cannot kill these top players. Maybe it sucks that you can't hit these top players. But, they're the whole reason this game and the economy works. They're the reason this game works. You always have to remember that. And I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions or comments, post them down below. Love to hear from you guys as always. Talk to you later. See you now.